Hey, what's up, guys? Mr. Biggie Mac here with a video response for HI Justine's computer buying tips and questions video. There's 3 basic questions anywhere you go or anybody you talk to, they're going to ask you. What's your budget? What do you plan on doing with it? And how much room do you have in your house for this device? Okay? If you live in a little apartment or a little house, you might better off be going with a laptop or a netbook, depending on, like I said, depending on how much room you have, okay? Your desktops can take up, a decent portion of a room, okay? Depending on the size of your desk. Now, you got to remember, once you get this computer, you're not going to want to throw this little tiny desk in there and try to fit a monitor and a keyboard and a mouse and everything on top of it in a tower. Yes, you could put your tower on the floor, but you got to remember that you're dealing with static electricity. You're dealing with all the dust. Every time you run the cart, there's the sweepers. You're gonna have dust going into the tower itself. You're gonna have it going into your monitor, stuff like that. So you want to kind of keep it up off the floor, and just basically keep it, on one refined space. Okay. Now, you can go and get yourself a nice little laptop and a smaller desk, put a set of speakers on it, and you'll be okay that way with a mouse, and you're golden, okay? Another thing is how much money do you have to spend, okay? Now, either way, depending on, like I said, what you're going to use it for, you can go PC or Mac, or you can go PC and then get Linux and put Linux on it. You can get a Ubuntu Linux for free as an operating system. Depending on what you're used to and what you like, okay. You can even put that on a Mac. I do believe you could put that on a Mac. I'm not sure, guys. If you know anything, leave a comment below because I'm not 100% sure on that. What size screen are you looking for? Some people might have a hard time seeing a little 10-inch screen. Some people might really like to enjoy, like I have, is a 32-inch television, LCD television that I use. It's a Vizio. And another thing is if you get it in a laptop, do you plan on going outside? Okay? If you plan on taking this thing outside, you're not going to want a glossy screen. Okay? Because as soon as you walk out there, all you're going to see is your surroundings. The glossy screens are horrible for lighted situations and, natural lighting situations and stuff like that. You won't see anything on your screen. All you'll see is everything that's around you. You'll see your chest, your neck, your face. That's all you're going to see. You'll see your stuff on the screen, but it's not going to be very happy. You're not going to be happy with your choice. Okay? If you think there's a chance you're going to have this outside on your deck or your patio or, laying out, getting some sun and, surfing the net, stuff like that, you're going to want to try to invest in a matte screen. Even if you get the matte, it's still going to be a little rougher to see outside. But it'll definitely be a lot easier to see than the glossy will, because glossy is just, even if you're in the house, it's just like a television. Okay, if you're sitting in a room and you got your drapes open and you got a big window sitting beside you and you're sitting across the room and you look in your screen and all you see is that big window over there and you're like, oh man, I gotta move. Sun's out today. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen with this screen. Another thing, you do a lot of gaming and software. If you like gaming and software, you want to stay away from the netbooks and anything that doesn't have like an ultra thin laptop, because they don't usually have the CD drives in them, unless they have the hyper drives like the Macs or super drives or whatever they call them. You can get external CD drives for the laptops, but it's just something to think about. If you're just going to use it for the stuff that's in it, and you're just going to use it for like I said, video watching like YouTube, or if you're just going to use it just to surf the net, then you're safe with going with like the netbooks or something ultra thin that won't take up a lot of room if you throw it in a little case and throw it in a cabinet or something. But it's really a lot of that's really basically a lot of the questions that people are going to ask you. My tips are get something with memory. Okay. Anything over 2 gigs is usually okay for anything you're going to do on like watching videos or surfing the internet or anything like that. That will keep your computer running very, very nice, and you'll be very happy with it. Now, if you're getting into video editing, or you're going to do like music, studio music and stuff like that, you're going to want to go with a 64-bit operating system with at least minimum of 8 gigs of memory, okay? Now, I know a lot of you guys out there are going to be like, whatever. I know what I'm talking about. I have it all here, as you can see. I know what works, okay? Yeah, that's, you're going to want to go with the 64-bit operating system with at least a minimum of 8 gigs of memory, okay? You can go from 8 to 16 in most setups. And, of course, you can go higher depending on what the motherboard will handle, okay? Do you want to, are you going to put the money and the time into building this computer, okay? If you're going to build it, at least get a video card with 1 gigabyte of DDR2 memory on it. That will run most of your playing games, like World of Warcraft. I don't know exactly what all the games are now, but that will most likely run any game that you're going to possibly be playing. If you custom build, make sure you get something with a SLI motherboard. Okay, that way if you do get into hardcore gaming, you can buy 2 video cards and slide them inside the tower. Okay. Your audio, a lot of motherboards now are coming out with 5.1 and 7.1 surround sounds on them. You can get an audio card. You can even skip that for now, and until you get into it later on, you can even buy USB audio cards. So don't fret on the audio right away. Most of them come with something in them already anyhow. So, unless you're doing a custom built, then you want to make sure you grab something, like a little creative, whatever those things are, the little cheap ones you see at like Walmart and stuff like that for like $25 or something. Audio really isn't. Audio is audio. I mean, unless you're getting into really high-end stuff, then that's the only time it really matters. Okay. That's really about it, guys. That's the only things that I can think of. You just gotta remember your money, your space, and how you're gonna use it. Okay. PC, Mac, they're both great computers. Like I said, you can get into a low-end Mac or a low-end PC. Your lowest end Mac is going to be like the Mac Minis, which is around $600 or so, and you can go to Best Buy or Walmart and pick up like an HP tower for like $500, or you can get like a whole system, like an e-machine system for like $400 or $500 with a monitor and all that craziness and stuff like that. But like I said, guys, it's all in what you're going to use it for. When you go to these places, these are basically the questions they're going to ask you. Okay. Like I said, just remember, if you're going to be doing music and video and stuff like that, 64-bit operating system, at least a minimum of 8 gigabytes of memory, okay, and at minimum, a 500 gig hard drive for music, videos, and stuff like that, okay. If you're going to be doing music and videos, make sure you get yourself, you spend another $120 or so, get an external 1 terabyte hard drive. That'll last you for a long time, okay? Your optical mouses and your laser mouses, laser are more your gaming feel, okay? The DPI range is a lot higher, a lot more sensitive. Your optical mouse, you can go to Walmart and get a $9 optical mouse, and you'll be perfectly fine with that. They work, they last a long time. I personally have used the Logitech from Walmart many years now, and not my gaming mouse though. My gaming mouse is the G9 by Logitech, excuse me, and that right there will run you about $100. But it's very sensitive. So that's about it, guys. I hope these questions and tips helped you guys out. And this is Mr. Biggie Max, and I'll see you guys on YouTube. Have a good one.